Tonight, News Channel 5 investigates uncovers secret documents from inside a campaign by special interests to buy seats in the Tennessee legislature. Hi, everyone. I'm Rory Johnston. That effort is funded by some well-financed special interests that want to privatize education here in Tennessee, and that includes sending taxpayer money to private schools. As part of our continuing revealed investigation showing how Capitol Hill really works, our chief investigative reporter Phil Williams discovered those groups sometimes try to convince you that politicians who support traditional public schools are just bad people.
Do solemnly swear.
It was a seat in the state house bought and paid for by special interests.
School privatization, school choice. How far are you willing to go?
In my personal opinion on school choice and how that is, we have taxpayer dollars that are there to educate students. I don't care in what arena, whether it's private school, public school, homeschool.
Running for the House in 2021,
I'm Brian Ritchie. I'm asking for your vote today.
Maryville realtor Brian Ritchie had no fancy ads of his own, and he spent a measly $15,000 in the Republican primary. Still, a group of powerful forces who want to privatize Tennessee schools got together and decided Ritchie would be a good investment.
My understanding is that there was quite a bit of money that came in from outside the state.
The incumbent Republican Bob Ramsey soon found himself under a well-financed attack.
Bob Ramsey voted to raise your gas tax 30%.
Online and by mail, the school privatization groups began to demonize the incumbent representative who had always supported traditional public schools.
At some point, did you realize you might be in trouble?
Yes, when the mailers just would not quit coming, and they were so offensive and fictitious and cruel, really, just plain cruel. So I knew it was going to be rather a bloodbath on my end.
When the reports were in, Ritchie got $52,000 in help from Make Liberty Win, a dark money group with ties to billionaire Charles Koch. $38,000 from the Tennessee Federation for Children, $30,000 from what's known as Team Kid PAC, and $15,000 from Tennesseans for Putting Students First. Altogether, that's $136,000, 9 times as much as Ritchie spent himself.
I was trying to figure out how these seemingly independent groups decided that you were their guy.
I have no clue.
But confidential documents obtained by News Channel 5 Investigates reveal how those seemingly independent groups actually work together in a secret campaign to elect lawmakers who will vote their way.
So this was the presentation they were doing back then? Phil, what I wouldn't have done to have this right then and there, right?
We showed our stash of documents to Tennessee Education Association lobbyist Jim Rye.
Is it widely known that these groups are working together?
It's kind of blatantly obvious. I mean...
But they don't admit it.
No, certainly not.
These documents were submitted in 2016 to a foundation controlled by the billionaire Walton family of Walmart fame, asking for funding for something called the Tennessee Coalition for Students. That coalition included the groups Tennesseans for Student Success, Students First, now known as Tennessee Can, Stand for Children, and the American Federation for Children. Among the coalition's goals, quote, the defeat of at least 4 anti-education reform incumbents with a total proposed budget of $3.7 million.
I knew that they were working together, but I'm surprised at how much political money they are spending in our campaigns.
J.C. Bowman heads another teachers group, the Professional Educators of Tennessee. We showed him this strategy document where the groups describe plans to use their big money in key races where the opportunity exists to shape the balance of power in the legislature. As a litmus test, the groups would only support politicians who support privately operated charter schools, state interventions to take over traditional public schools, and private choice. In other words, school vouchers to send tax dollars to private schools.
Should the public know if the Walton family is trying to pick legislators in Tennessee?
Absolutely. Like NASCAR, we joke about it. That NASCAR has the little signs with all the sponsors they have. Politicians are going to need to wear the same thing.
In the case of then Nashville State Senator Steve Dickerson, the document notes, we must protect this seat, an effort viewed to be worth an investment of more than $500,000. In the case of then Senate Education Chair Dolores Grisham, this is a seat that we must all protect. The investment there, more than $300,000. And while the group cited then Representative Eddie Smith from Knoxville as a reliable vote on most issues, their main concern was keeping his Democratic opponent, Gloria Johnson, out of office.
And she would create almost incalculable problems because of her effectiveness. I've never been so proud in my life.
Ironically, 2 years earlier, the same group sent out this mailer branding her, quote, one of the least effective legislators in the state house.
Everything they do is a house of lies. They win elections by lying about their opponents and spending hundreds of thousands of dollars.
I trust our education system implicitly. I'm a product of it. My children were products of it.
In the case of Republican Bob Ramsey, one group attacked him for supporting a GOP plan to increase gas taxes to pay for roads. Then after his defeat, they put out this news release touting the outcome as a sign that their education agenda was winning.
And they ran on everything other than education.
So why do they not run on those issues?
Simple. I mean, their candidates would lose every time.
With Brian Ritchie, the money invested proved to be a good bet.
If this passes,
Here he helped defeat a Republican-sponsored bill to protect successful school districts from having those privately operated charter schools forced on them by the state.
let's make it all the way across the entire state.
And here he tried to expand school vouchers to fund private schools statewide, a platform he received thanks to those school privatization groups that wrote the checks to get him elected.
Well, you're creating an oligarchy of people who influence your policy. We're getting the best government money can buy, and they are buying it.
None of the groups involved in the campaign would go on camera, but in separate statements, they did not deny that they do have the secret arrangement, nor that they are working together to try to flip even more seats to their side in next year's elections. You can see those statements on our website, newschannel5.com. Phil Williams, News Channel 5 Investigates.
Thank you, Phil. And reminder, you can see even more of Phil's investigations of Tennessee's Capitol Hill revealed on our website. Go to newschannel5.com/revealed.